everyone. Hopefully you can hear me well. How are you doing, Lacey?
Hello, hello. I'm good. How's
Hello,
everybody
hello.
else?
Oh, hopefully everybody looks like they're in a really good Oh, they're saying they're so glad to have you back on panel, Lacey. Look, you got fans. You got fans out
Yay.
there. You are missed on YouTube. I have
I'm
to tell
glad
you.
to be back.
People ask me about you all the time and with everything going on, but I can imagine it would be crazy trying to impersonate that asshole right now with how horrible she's being. I wouldn't want I
It's
wouldn't want
either
to try to do
there's
it.
so much material or it's just feels untouchable. I don't know.
I know.
Plus, like Josh edits all of my stuff and he's so busy and blowing up and I'm like,
Right.
I need to just figure everything out on my own and not,
Mhm. Well,
rely and
how did you start? How did you start? You started with those damn TikToks. Remember the TikToks? I would piss
Yeah.
myself laughing when you did those TikToks. You should just throw some of those out there. Like,
Yeah,
cause
I'll think about it.
I'm so, but then again, who wants to get an email? I don't blame you. Who the hell wants to get on that email list, right? Because then
Yeah.
now, if you got on the email list, you have to do a parody song. So apparently,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah. Nobody
then
wants that. Nobody
yeah,
wants that from
no.
me. Trust me.
Oh, why? Oh, you're funny though. I bet you do a good one. I don't know. We should get you together with a couple of my friends. They would hook you up. You would be brilliant. But on that note, you ready to talk about some assholes? I mean, you and I being like the biggest freaking assholes on Twitter and YouTube that there
Yeah,
are.
bring it,
Especially
man.
bring
Judgy.
let's
Judgy.
let's get
The
judgy.
judgy
Yeah, all
assholes.
right. Let us get judgy with it then. That we can do. All right. I'll read you this first one here. This is my lovely voting instructions that I have from Nikki May. Made us beautiful options there. A lovely panel. Okay. Am I the asshole for setting a bad example for my daughter? Uh-oh.
Ooh,
Here
uh-oh.
we go. Uh-oh. My mother-in-law, I love mother-in-law ones. This is going to be good.
Yeah.
Mother-in-law claims I'm a bad influence on my daughter. I recently quit to stay home with my daughter, and my mother-in-law and her son, my husband, thinks it's a bad idea for different reasons. Mother-in-law complains, says it's disrespectful to the women who fought for the right to work and is teaching my daughter that women belong in the kitchen. Husband's previous complaints, I made more than he did. Not much, though, so he claims it's a bad idea. But the alternative was he stays home. What about daycare? What about it? I'm not interested in letting some stranger take care of my daughter when I'm perfectly capable. My husband didn't agree. He initially said to do it. Then, after I had done it, he said he thought it was the wrong move. Not sure if he thought I was bluffing or what that was all about. So, I don't know.
Well,
I'm going
yeah.
I'm going to turn.
You good?
What do
You
you
ready?
think? I know. Yep. Yep. Go right ahead. I just turned your mic up a
Well,
little bit for that.
is it really that like deep seated for the mother-in-law that she really thinks that her daughter-in-law is, setting back the, women's movement and stuff, or is she just I don't know, jealous? She thinks the daughter-in-law is gonna, just sit on her ass all day. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a stay-at-home mom, and there's nothing wrong with being a working mom. And as long as, ultimately the husband and the, wife can. But what was the husband? Did it say that the husband wasn't okay with it?
Well, it said he originally agreed, and then I don't know if he heard what the mom said or what, but all of a sudden,
Right.
then it's a bad idea because she made more money, and then there was the option for him to stay home, but he would have wanted the child in daycare if he stayed home. Now that doesn't make any sense. Why quit the second
Right.
job and then pay for daycare? That's crazy. And so
If
it
you're
said
just
he was
working to pay
initially.
for daycare.
Right. It was initially a good idea, and now all of a sudden he's against it. So I don't understand why. Because like you said, like the whole weight of the woman's movement is on this one person. Like we're all
Right.
going to take 20 steps back because she decided she wanted to take care of her child. And forgive me, but am I wrong in thinking that wasn't this whole woman's thing so she had the choice to do that if she wanted? Like
Right.
she don't
Right.
have to work. She could stay home and raise the child if she want. The whole thing was about having the opportunity to do both, not to be
Yeah.
assumed that you would stay home or not stay home. You know what I mean? Like to have choice. I thought that's what it was about. But mother-in-law needs to butt out for
Yeah.
sure,
Hey,
I think.
Sandy. What Sandy says, she's pushing her own values onto the daughter-in-law. Yeah, it does sound manipulative. It just,
It is.
yeah, it feels a little, yeah, it feels a little, I don't know, pushy, but, to work. I remember there, like, when there was a point in time where I had 4 kids that were 5 and under, and my paychecks were
Mm-hmm.
literally just paid daycare. So I
Right.
quit working. I mean, I graduated high school, and that's as far as I got in schooling. So, I mean, I didn't have a degree or anything to move, up higher, a better job. But anyhow, I just to have to work to pay for daycare, then you're literally paying
Mm-hmm.
somebody to raise your own kid. Because my
Right.
my paycheck didn't pay for anything other than daycare. It wasn't like I was then, contributing to the house payment and the car payments or whatever. It was literally full on daycare.
Mm-hmm.
But also, yeah, just it feels a little. Sandy, I agree. It feels a little manipulative. It feels
It,
like
it
if it works out, then stay at home.
right, exactly. If you can. I mean, the opportunity, if you have the opportunity. Dark Magician says daycare is so expensive. I agree. It's like out of control. And Jersey
Yeah.
Jojo says, oh my, the mother-in-law. I hear you. She did. She also says, if she was staying at home, I have a feeling this mother-in-law would be bitching that she's sitting on her ass and not working, just saying. It
Yep.
does sound like it would be like either way, she might have something to say.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's not against it because mommy's in his ear. That could be too. Some gentlemen, I don't know if that's the actual word I would use, but some do not want to go against whatever their mother's opinion is. But here's the thing: if they have the opportunity, and yes, sometimes you have to. Like if you have the type of career where being out of it for a little while is really going to damage your reputation or your opportunities, or say you have a small business or something like that, or it's very focused on being around what's going on. Like the industry changes really quickly. And if you have to work, you want to work, and it only pays for daycare. I could see doing that for a little while just to keep yourself in the field, like
Y-
keeping it current and
Yeah.
now. But otherwise, I mean, the way daycare is like so expensive, if you have the opportunity, some women do not have that opportunity. The way incomes are, and a lot of us know this here in the United States, unfortunately, many couples need both incomes, even while
Yeah.
raising children, in order to just make ends meet. And it gets to be like really crazy. It once the children get school age, it gets a little easier because you got less daycare, because there's hours that they are being
Yeah.
taken care of in the school. But then it's a whole nother thing if somebody's sick, or you've got holidays, or the school does half days and teachers conventions, and all of that. And everyone with smaller children
Yeah,
at
you
home or
gotta,
school
you
age
definitely
children
have
knows.
to, yeah, you definitely have to weigh out like anything else. I mean, obviously making the decision, assuming that, the couple sits down and decides like
Hmm.
overall, whether it's, like you said, if I step away from this, is it going to affect me later on as far as,
Hmm.
opportunities go? Financially,
Hmm.
is it going to work out for us? Do I want to stay at home with my kid? Do I want to, or do I
Hmm.
want to, focus on work? Yeah, I mean, I
Hmm.
think that the mother-in-law's involvement is completely unnecessary. I mean, it's not her family. It's not
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's her family, but she's, you know,
Hmm.
she's not
And
the
how
one.
different? how different a generation, right? I mean, she can't be that much
Yeah.
older. I mean, the nerve is what I mean, and the
Yeah.
nerve to put the
Yeah.
whole woman weight of the women's movement on her
I
shoulders.
know.
Jenny says, gee, daycare is covered in other civilized countries. Oh, wait, the Republicans have ended that civilized crap here. I hear you. I hear you. This is why I want to get adopted by someone in a foreign country. Like soon. Someone send out the adoption papers. You know, just come on. I do dishes, you know, I'll cook, whatever. Get me out of here. No, the healthcare is covered in other countries. You know, they have child care services. I get it. It is rough on that one. I think this is going to be a pretty easy vote. But
yeah, I think the mother-in-law's an asshole.
Yeah, definitely. So, here are our voting option alternatives, just so that you can keep track of all the other stuff goes on besides voting for the asshole that obviously exists in this AITA. So if number one is always the opwriter, the person who wrote it, and in this case, it would be the wife and the mother who has chosen to stay home to take care of her child. If you think it's the mother-in-law, and I'm going to say her, or the mother-in-law and the son, who are both against it for whatever reasons, which didn't make much sense to me at all. I don't think they had a sound reason for being against it. Then vote number two. Vote number three if you think it's everybody involved. Number four is always yay duck porn. Number five is bears fun for boys and boobies. Number six is everyone is an asshole because, you know, the world of YouTube is full of assholes. Number seven is peckers, pecks, and pants on the deck. Nikki, I gotta say all these. I'm not gonna make it. Number eight is Chris is always the asshole because our friend Chris over there in Australia is just one of the best assholes I've ever met. And so he's always going to be an asshole. And just so that we don't forget him, Reverend Ruins is also an asshole because he wants to beat out Chris in the trend of being the best asshole. I don't know why, but it's a thing. So if you want to vote for him, it's number 9. Number 11 is Bears Beaver
Holy
needs a laser beam.
We're at 11? Oh my good Lord.
11 is Bears Beaver needs a laser. I'll explain that to you later. That was last mayhem. It was lit. It was definitely laser lit. And it was very cool idea. Yes, Bears Beaver needs a laser. I really want one. They are coming in handy. 69, if you vote 69, don't forget to put your phone number there. You're just wrong if you don't, because it's just not fair. 96 is Claire is really a drop bear. I contest this voting. Do not vote that. If you put that in there, people, you're going on my list because I am not a drop bear. I don't like drop bears. This is why Chris is an asshole. This is why Reverend Ruin is an asshole because they drop bear me consistently. Okay, number 420 is no cocktail means no cock in that tail. And 666 for spiders are the devil. And I don't know how to do that voice, Nikki. You have to instruct me. I'm not going to read this through every time. We've made this
no-brainer there.
That's it. Spiders are the devil. Yep. Don't poke the bear. Yes, right. Unveiling. Don't poke the bear. But I don't know about you, but I'm definitely voting number 2 and everything else because I can't type all those numbers. But there you go. I'm definitely that mother-in-law and dad and husband are definitely the arseholes in this one. I don't think that the opwriter, the original poster, is an asshole at all. I think she should have the choice. I'm all for that choice. You know, that's what we stood up for, right? It's just not cool. Yeah. That's not cool to make her like, you know. Belinda, give them 2 8s. Do 8 and then 8 again. So she can give. She says she's going to. She didn't hear the AIT because she came in later, I guess. So she's going to double vote to soft cheese Chris, fake Australian bogan asshole. Because I don't know. That's from an original conversation you guys had, isn't it? About soft cheese. Okay, you can't put me on any list. Yes, I can, Nikki, and it's my mission. You're gonna be 96. You can't put me on. You're gonna, yeah, you are. But that is a wonderful slide that you created. Thank you very much for helping with the presentation. It's really cool. But I can't say all of those. I'll just show them every time because can you believe how many options there are now? We have expanded, Lay, since you were here.
Yeah,
Used
I
to
see
be
this.
it was only 5. It was only 5 at one time. And it was hard to get up to 5. And now it's kind of expanded. Nikki loves to hashtag me whenever I do a live. She gets some great ones. Apparently, I say really outrageous things a lot. Hashtagable. I think, I don't know. Yeah, you ready for the next one? Because I think
Yep,
everybody
let's hear it.
agreed with us. It is definitely them and not her. All right. Am I
Yeah.
the asshole for lying about my job to my date?
Ooh.
Some background. I have a few graduate degrees and I live rather comfortably. My friend and her fiance set me up with their friend. We're all in our 20s. My date and I met up for dinner at a nice restaurant near her, around 30 minutes away. We were joking around and it was going quite well for a first date, quite a lot of witty banter. We got to the topic of what we do for a living, and she told me that she's a nurse in a connecting hospital that I work at even. I told her I was a construction worker as a joke. See edit, and it's as if all the excitement went out of her eyes. Instantly. The shift in tone was 180 degrees. I didn't correct her because I started to think she would have only been interested in me because of my job and income, not because of my personality. For the rest of the date, there wasn't much effort in her remaining responses, and she'd given emotionalist chuckles in response to my jokes. She also stopped asking questions. It was kind of like I was on a date with a magic 8 ball. We split ways, and evidently she asked my friends why they would try to set her up with a construction worker. They were wondering why I didn't just tell her what I actually do. Apparently, my date was very angry that I didn't tell her my actual work. So, am I the asshole?
Ooh. Okay.
Now, the edit was that right before they were talking about the jobs, they were joking. He was complaining that across the street from him, all this construction was going on and it was interfering with his sleep. And he was like telling jokes about, joking around about how horrible and all that was. So the edit said when he originally said it, it wasn't to lie to her. It was a joke. It was started as a joke. As he said, I jokingly said I was a construction worker, thinking she would get it because of what they had just previously been talking about. But
well, listen, like, I mean, I'm kind of a dick also, so I would have probably joked or done that too. I mean, it's a little tough because she's obviously was assuming she's looking down on the whole construction worker thing. But like on the other hand, if somebody came to me and was like, I'm going to set you up with my friend, he's single, never been married, doesn't have any kids, and then I find out like he has kids or something along those lines, I would probably be upset. Granted, that's different. It's on lots of other levels, it's a different like lie or fib or whatever. But I don't know. I mean, she went into it with, preconceived thoughts of, who he was or whatever. But I also get that, I get where he's coming from too.
Yeah,
probably more so than where she's coming from.
Yeah, I do too, because I can see like if he was so joking and then she didn't get the joke, but she like changed her demeanor so much that it's obvious that she had some preconceived notion about construction workers. Like she immediately started looking down at him. And that's a shame because he said how great they were getting along before that. And so I'm thinking he did the right thing. I would be that asshole. I would not only tell her that I was a construction worker, I would tell her about the 7 baby mamas I have and how I can't keep up my payments.
Yeah,
I would
probably tell her I was laid off also or something.
I think I would have I would have been so insulted. I would have spent the rest of the day amusing myself, torturing her to see how far I could get before she ran out of the room, screaming and couldn't wait to leave the date, because she obviously was being quite a bit snobby about it. And I didn't think that was kind. he got offended that she was no longer enjoying his personality. It was all about what he did for a living.
Yeah, she was offended that he was a construction worker. It was not,
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
offensive to her. Maybe not
yeah.
the construction worker aspect. Maybe it wasn't just the construction. It just could have been that it was clearly lower on the chain of, money
What it was,
making
yeah,
stat.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
that sort of thing. But yeah,
I don't
I
know.
don't know. I think that
I
I would
just
do the same
yeah.
thing that he would have done. I want to know if she went back. I
That's
want to know if
sad.
she found out that he lied. I want to know,
Yeah, she
did
was
she find
upset.
out,
Yeah, she went back to the friends and they told them that she said it was, and they wanted to know, why did you do that? So he told them the story, but she was really offended that when she found out that he wasn't a construction worker and that he lied to her, because now she's thinking, oh, he was a great guy. I did get along with him, and oh yeah, he wasn't a construction worker. Damn, I just blew it. Like, she blew it with that attitude adjustment thing, which really stood out to him, in my opinion. I mean, I don't believe in lying, but I don't know. I think he was just having fun, and then she just made it into
yeah,
something else.
he
You
wasn't
know.
being malicious. He was just being,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he clearly has a sense of humor, and she
Mm-hmm.
doesn't. And
Okay,
also,
and why? Like, why? I mean, I know that a nurse is considered, I guess, white collar. I don't know, because it's but it's not a doctor. She's not an
right,
anesthesiologist or a dentist. She's a nurse. And I'm not
yeah,
demeaning nursing. I'm just saying, if you're going to put somebody down for being a construction worker, I don't get
there's
it.
always somebody
I don't
above
go.
you. Settle down,
Yeah, settle down. And besides, a good man, forgive me, is a good man. Okay,
Yeah.
the good man can be a construction worker. A good man can be a police officer. A good man could be a doctor, a scientist. Many
Hey,
different things.
listen, I've had Dr. Dick and Construction Dick, and I happen to be married to the Construction Dick. So there you
Yeah,
go.
there you go. Because good dick is good dick, right? Basically, forget it. It's
Yeah.
like it doesn't matter what.
And
Okay,
has
this
a
isn't
good
mayhem.
trait, but,
I should have known better. I should. Anyway, the dark magician says, "Oh, ma'am, construction workers make good money. Yes, they do."
yeah.
And I think he dodged a bullet. Yes, Jersey Jojo, because I wouldn't
Yeah.
want that uppity. I would not want that uppity nurse around me
No,
all the
yeah.
time. I think he did too.
Yeah.
And I kind of get a little bit of pleasure at the fact that she's so annoyed when she found out he wasn't a construction worker, because she knows she blew it. He's
Yeah.
probably a doctor. He says he works in the same hospital. Maybe he's an anesthesiologist or a radiologist or one of those jobs that makes lots of money but doesn't have the crazy hours. Like, she could have really
Mm-hmm.
blown it. Who knows what he does? I mean, he says he lives comfortably and he doesn't have to worry. And he had a good sense of humor. Who wouldn't want a man with a good sense of humor? My
Well, and
God.
whatever he does was high, with a high enough standard. Whatever he really does, his date, it met her standards, which are clearly, high. She it's important to her or whatever. So yeah, assuming that he does better than she does.
Exactly. Jenny says he should have called her on it. I think so. And Katie says her mom's no nurse and she married a blue collar guy. Nothing wrong with that. Jersey Jojo, of course, is with you. Yay for construction, Dick. Yeah, I was like, that not even one stream, Bear, because good dick is good dick. Oh, shit. See what I mean? Hashtagged again, and it's only Tuesday. I don't know. Architect, quantity. Wait, what is this? Wait, I gotta pull this up. Architect, quantity surveyor, designer, engineer, project manager, are all construct. Yes, they're all involved. I agree, right? She really is kind of limiting it. Oh, you got hashtag 2. Look at that. I've had Dr. Dick and Construction Dick. And well, I happen to be married to Construction Dick. You got hashtag. There you go. You're going to go in the book now. You're going in the hashtag book for sure. All right. I don't know. Do we have to vote? I'm going to be surprised, people, but show me your votes. Number 1 is the operator, the not construction worker with a good sense of humor and not playing. If he is the asshole, vote number 1. If Miss Thing, and I say Miss Thing kindly, the nurse with the little bit of an attitude about jobs is the asshole. Vote number 2. If they're both assholes, number 3. And then all of that on the screen for the rest. Yay porn. Don't forget Chris. Chris is always that asshole. If you want to compete against Chris with Reverend Ruin, vote number 9. And sooner or later, Lacey's going to be up here with her own, because she's working on her hashtags with Nikki. So we'll see. But I know definitely that it is a 2 and a 2, and it's a 2 and everything else for sure. Because, I mean, there's nothing that he did. I don't like lying, but what he did, I didn't think it was lying. I'm sitting on the fence right there. I'm not going to call him a liar, because he had good humor about it, and I admire that. And if somebody was insulting me that way without outright insulting me, I probably would have played with them, like that too. Like when you're a redhead, little old ladies come up to you a lot when you're younger and like, oh, your hair is so beautiful. Is that real? And like, they always want to touch you and stuff. And so I would like reach to the top of it as if it was a wig and go, why you want it? And like, they would like squeal. Like I was that asshole. Yeah. Like if they started messing with me, like I would be an asshole. So I don't think he was, he was a liar at all. I don't think he's an asshole. Definitely. And it looks like
sure.
It looks like they're agreeing with us too. There's a lot of 2s in there. But he was making a joke and she went Karen. That's right, Jersey Jojo. Maybe I should send that to Almagun and he can do a Karen thing analysis on her. But, because that was definitely spider porn. Yay, sunshinery. Sooner or later, we're going to get that spider porn up there. That's for mayhem. Apparently, animals having sex is like a really weird thing, like on my channel. You've missed out on a lot, Lace. The midnight thing is.
I'm missing out on bestiality or what? Like, where are we talking? Like,
well, spider porn. We're now contemplating putting spider porn out there. I don't know. Have you seen spiders doing it yet? I don't know. Let me send you some videos. It's eye-opening. To say the least. I don't know. All right, let's see. Ready for the next one, ma'am?
Sorry, it went blank. I couldn't hear anything. Can you hear me?
I couldn't either. I'm hoping that the chat can still hear us. Okay. It did kind of weird out for a minute.
Now, so I'm sure we're good to
go. But it is I can hear you well. So
okay, go ahead.
Am I the asshole for requesting that my boyfriend not text his friends in the middle of a conversation with me? In the middle of a conversation? Okay. My boyfriend and I are long distance, and our time zones are very different. So we have set up scheduled times to talk to one another, usually 30 minutes a day, sometimes longer, depending on the situation. He has met some great online friends the last few months and loves talking to them. However, I've found that when it's our scheduled time to talk, he's often talking about conversations he's had with them, or tells me be right back because he is holding a different conversation with a friend online, or he won't tell me he is talking with them until I tell him directly that he seems disconnected in our conversation, and he reveals that he is distracted. It makes me feel annoyed, a little bit sad, that in this short time we have to talk together, he would choose to spend it with online friends that he already talks to all day. I have brought it up a few times to him, and he apologized, but kept doing it. It happened again today, and I finally confronted him. I told him that I don't like that this is happening, and that I would like it if he could give me his full attention if possible during our conversations. He said okay at first and apologized, but then told me that he is a little annoyed by all of this. We tried discussing it, but couldn't without getting extremely tense. So we are taking a little time away from each other. Am I being controlling by asking for his full attention, or am I being disrespected? I am confused. Am I the asshole? What? Whoa! Well.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that at all. I mean, I get that it's more fun to be talking to. It's new, right? So like the new friendships are, they're just probably more enjoyable. It's, fun. I don't know, you're still learning or whatever about each other.
Hmm.
And I'm sure that they cover kind of everything that they need to cover in the first 5 minutes of the relationship phone call. But I mean, still, it's just 30 minutes. You can't have a conversation with your long distance girlfriend for 30 minutes without,
Yeah, I
having
know
interruptions.
I don't know if I could go 30 minutes a day. Can you imagine, Lise? I don't know. I can't. Like, I don't know.
I can
I
I can do the 30 minutes. It's just and have that be it, but it would I mean I get like where they're both coming from. Unfortunately, I think the boyfriend is just or like,
I don't.
whichever it was that has the new friends. I think that's just a dick move. Just be
It
sweet
is.
and have your phone conversation and be done.
He doesn't sound like he's that into her. If all he gets is 30
Yeah,
minutes a day,
yeah,
and he's
yeah,
blowing it by doing other things instead of, I mean, it's 30 minutes. It's not like it's hours, or it's 30 minutes,
yeah,
and he can't stay off with other people for 30 minutes. I mean, I get that everything's so exciting, all his new friends, maybe he feels popular, whatever. But
yeah.
yeah, I do think she's being disrespected a little bit here. I really do. Jersey Jojo says, "Oh my God, I hate when anybody is texting in the middle of a conversation with me. So the boyfriend is an asshole." I agree, but I am also guilty of this. I get distracted very easily. Like, I'm trying to do too many things at once, and I have been a complete asshole about this unintentionally to other people, and I'm working on it because I realize how rude it is. I agree with you, Jersey Jojo. You got to just like turn your phone over, turn it around, concentrate on who you're talking to, um, because it's
Yeah,
too
maybe
easy
they
to
should
take for
FaceTime.
granted.
Maybe
Yeah,
they should
for that.
FaceTime so they're, on I don't know, they have to you're holding the attention better because
Mhm.
you're seeing it. You're seeing the person you're
Right?
talking
Well,
to.
then she would know
Yeah,
right
that's
away,
tough.
right? Because he'd be rolling his eyes and not looking very
Yeah,
interested in the conversation. And she would know right away,
yeah,
wouldn't she? Instead of
yes,
listening for the gaps and the hesitations in the conversation, she would know completely, just like Unveiling says here, that he is actually talking to his wife instead.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Or
Somebody said
or
move
his
on, break up,
fiance.
move on.
Yeah, break up and move on. Jersey Jojo says taking time away from somebody you don't even see. Well, we don't know if they will we don't know if they ever see each other, or if they're just distant like right now. Like, I don't know. It doesn't give us, it doesn't give us any
Yeah, I
details.
always want more information on these things. I wish they
I
left their
know.
phone numbers at the bottom so you could
That's
call
it.
and be like,
You know?
"Listen, I'm going through this. I have some questions.
Yeah.
Where are you guys at
Well,
now?"
you can actually reply to the threads, and sometimes the operator will give you more information, or answer your questions. But I'm always looking at them much later, like when they're already over with.
Oh yeah, two
But
years ago
yeah,
or
so
something. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, actually, these are all from yesterday and the day before. Like, I actually
Oh
got new
wow.
ones for you. I was fresh for you, girl. Like, yeah, I tidied up and everything. It was great. The new girlfriend is more enjoyable. Could be break up, move on. Yes, JC, I agree with you. Like, I think she's being a little disrespected. She only gets 30 minutes a day. She needs to go. Digital demonic, seriously, let it go. Yeah. Sunshinery, grab that attention. Yeah, if they were FaceTiming, I'm sure she could think of some ways to do that, but apparently they're just doing phone. But then again, she could do it on the phone too, huh? I mean,
Yeah.
we didn't always have video, people. I mean, things, you got to get inventive.
I think that
Like they
she could be setting the expectations a little bit high with phone conversations and stuff, just because it is. Listen, like phone conversations can be aggressive sometimes. Sometimes it's you don't want to answer the phone, or you don't. You weren't expecting a phone call. Obviously, it's different. They have it scheduled, but
Mhm.
maybe like why can't they just text each other throughout the day, and then at the end, or if they each have time, even if it is scheduled, just to check in. And it could be long. If it's long, great. If it's just like, hey, making spaghetti for dinner, just wanted to say, hey, how's it going? But end
Mhm.
it.
Right.
But I feel like, she's kind of setting it up for failure a little bit, just,
Yeah,
with the
it is.
expectation of
Yeah.
the phone call. Sometimes you just don't have that much to say. And not for any
Right.
other reason, but yeah, I still think he's being a dick about it though. I mean, just,
Yeah,
he needs to be a little
he's
bit
not
more
being
honest. And
cool, but there's more
yeah,
there than him just not being cool. You're right. There's like some
yeah,
serious thing. Like do they, like Unveiling says, like, do they time the calls and hang up the second
yeah,
30
yeah,
minutes are over? Like
yeah.
from boot camp? Like, I wonder,
It
is he
kind of
really
sounds
calling
like
from
they
jail?
might.
Maybe he's
Yeah,
calling from jail and he only gets 30 minutes. I don't know. Right. They set their clocks like it's a therapy appointment. No,
yeah.
gosh.
That's where they're going
Oh,
wrong. That's where they're
Nikki,
going wrong.
I have issue with this. First of all, who can have a man's complete attention for 30 minutes? Raising my hand way up in the eye here. I believe I can. Second, yes, he's being an inconsiderate asshole. Yes, I agree with you. She will be an asshole if the neediness continues. I don't think she's being needy. I think she's being disrespected. And I can tell you, I've had some conversations with gentlemen that go on for much more than 30 minutes. And it's not just because I can keep their attention, it's because they're keeping my attention also. And it's like a great conversation. So I don't think that 30 minutes is that hard to accomplish once a day. I really don't. I have to disagree with you there. Nikki, sometimes when maybe in a marriage or whatever, in a long-term relationship, but this didn't sound that old, that it shouldn't be able to keep their attention for 30 minutes, Oh, welcome, Intrigued. It's nice that you get a day off tomorrow. Digital, you're going to distract me with otters while I rank ducks in orders. Well, yes, you could. I'll hit you up in DMs, I guess, when I'm working on the next mayhem. And we'll see how that goes. I don't know. Be like, hey, baby, I'm taking off all my clothes. Grab that. Well, yeah, if they were on a video call, that would definitely work. Or even talking about it.
Yeah,
Tiny,
yeah.
you unsubbed from me. What did I do, love? I'm really not that awful. I'm just a bear. I'm glad you're back. Well, I guess my point is that they can't deal with each other on the phone for 30 minutes, so they're taking a break. Like, it doesn't say a lot for their relationship. I kind of
I
agree with
know.
that. Like, it doesn't really say much, for what's going to be happening,
Yeah.
Okay, Puddle, this is a good idea. A 30-minute call should be all cyber sex, no time for anything else. Exactly. And maybe, if it's just a quick and dirty, 15, then they could talk after. But I hear you, Puddle. They're wasting their time. They're wasting their 30 minutes.
Especially because they're long distance. They don't,
Yeah.
they don't let, I don't know.
They're definitely,
It's a
they've got
little,
to
it
keep each
just
other.
seems a little rocky, the premise of the how their communication is worked out. It feels a little too clinical or something,
Wait, and Jersey Jojo goes, wait a minute. Oh my God, what if they are having cyber sex that he's texting others? Oh God, then he definitely is an asshole. He definitely has an issue. I mean, that's just wrong.
Yeah.
That's disrespectful. Somebody's having cyber sex with you and you're texting other people. That's just, oh, no, I know you didn't, Tiny. I was kidding. YouTube does suck a lot. Like, they've been doing some crazy stuff lately. Those. What do you? Oh, so Digital's like, oh yeah. So what do you do with the 25 minutes after sexy talk? I'm sorry, Digital. I'm sorry. It's only 5 minutes. That's sad. That's sad. But hopefully you're not texting other people while it goes on. I can't get over that, Jersey Jojo. I don't know. I guess we know who I don't know. Who's the asshole here? Is the operator too needy? Is she demanding too much? 30 minutes a day to get someone's undivided attention?
The reason why I don't think she is the asshole is because the boyfriend agreed to it all, so I think he's the asshole just for kind of agreeing with it and not, I don't know, maybe speaking his mind and being like, yeah, this isn't working. So yeah, I'll vote with 2. I'll go with the guy, the boyfriend is the asshole.
Oh, the boyfriend is definitely the asshole. I'm going to go with 3. I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to say they're both assholes. I'm going to go that she's an asshole. Number 1, because she has to. Fair. I have issue with somebody that has to ask if they're being disrespected when somebody can't keep a 30-minute conversation with them and they're supposed to be in a relationship. If you have to ask the general wide public about that, girl, you're an asshole. Like, you don't know. You're either playing with us or,
You have to
you
reevaluate.
know.
Like,
Yeah, you need to reevaluate.
Look inside, reevaluate.
Yeah, because first of all, you're not even in the same place with them. If he can't give you 30 minutes on the phone, what the hell is it going to be like in the same room with this person while they're on what, 7 different devices at once, and you can't, and they can't have a conversation with you, or you're going to be begging for their time. I mean, God, are you going to get to go to movies? Are you going to eat meals together? Like, I don't even see this working at all. So I'm going with number 3, that they're both, because he's definitely an asshole if he is actually talking to somebody else while he's talking to her, and all he's giving her is 30 minutes a day. And that might be by mutual consent that they agreed on 30 minutes. But he can't even do that. This is not boyfriend material. This is not partner material. This is 30 minutes. I mean, hell, I want more. I'll go put it out there. I demand more than 30 minutes for myself. I don't know about you, Lacey, but I'm just a needy bitch. I need more than 30 minutes a day, for sure. It's just the way it is. I mean, my friends will tell you I need more than that from them. It's like,
I would be fine with not having the 30 minutes if like there was just not much going on. I think that's the issue, is that she has like a time. Like, why couldn't it be like, maybe I want to talk to you for an hour? What are you gonna do about that? Like, how's that gonna fit into your schedule? Like when I don't know. It's just I think that scheduling her having a schedule to have conversations with her wonderful boyfriend, that she needs to weigh it a little bit, the pros and cons, and see.
Oh, Nikki, you misunderstood me. I don't mean dusty. I meant comfortable, to where we're not always talking. You know how in a marriage or any relationship with a partner of any, like, you get comfortable to where you don't have to actually talk. You're like in the same space. You're comfortable with each other. I didn't mean dusty at all. That's not what I meant. But I'm sorry if you took it that way. I agree with you. There are some men that get distracted easily, and to keep mental and physical attention can be trying. I get it. Believe me, this issue I know very well. And I meant the constant neediness down the line. I get it, because she does sound like she's not understanding what's going on there. But really 30 minutes, she's not talking to him about it. And she's saying, what did she say? She said it got tense, so we stopped talking about it, and now we're taking a break. Like, they didn't even have a good conversation, like a real conversation about it yet. Because as soon as he got a little tense out, it, like, everything's done, like, over. That don't sound right either. But yeah, I didn't even mean dusty marriage. No, I meant comfortable, like where you're not having to try to have forced conversation or anything like that. But I feel Truffle says she feels like the guy was deliberately cutting her out of his schedule. Maybe he's just not into her. Remember that movie? Like, how do you tell if they're just not that into you? Well, one way is they don't give you the 30 minutes a day. I mean, then he's just not that into it. It's not as important to him as it is to her, I guess, at that point. Long distance relationships only work between 2 introverts. Just saying.
I see where you're coming with that. I see
where you're coming
would work out.
but don't you have to be a little extroverted and to make it work? Like, I don't know. Like, it's like the double-edged sword, because I understand what you mean. You have to be a little you have to be introverted in some aspects, but you also have to be willing to put yourself out there in an extroverted kind of way, like really out there,
right,
on the wire, to make it work. So that's a whole nother conversation. We'll have to bring that one up at Mayhem because that's a little too wild for in the middle of the day, in the middle of the week. But here we go. But that intrigued me, Sandy. Like, that's a conversation I want to have now. This is how I get obsessive with these things. Look out, there's going to be a video. I don't know. But no, I get that. It looks like most people are agreeing that he is the asshole. I say they both are. And I forgot, Lacey, what did I have to go
I
back
I
and look?
think I think he's the asshole for agreeing, but she's just probably an asshole overall. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah, it's
voted
kind of both.
two, but I think that they're both,
Mm-hmm.
they're both on the hook for this one.
Yeah, it's just like it's one of those things. No conversation, no compromise. And so how they expect anything's gonna
Hey,
work.
I have a question with how they are listed, the am I the assholes? Is there an actual percentage like vote that shows up under it? 300 people vote,
Mm-hmm.
yes, you are the
Yes.
asshole, and
Yeah,
200 people. Oh,
it
okay.
gets tagged eventually with whether it's an asshole or not the asshole. Like
Okay, gotcha.
like the percentages of assholes is that up and down
The
votes, and then
percentages
there's
of
all
assholes. Yeah.
yeah,
That's what I
something
was
like that.
wondering.
You know what? I'll put that. Maybe I should start putting that on the
No,
final image.
I was just curious if it shows like what other, because we get to see what we all think because we're all voting. And I was just curious
Hmm.
on those Reddit
It's
threads or
good.
whatever, if it
I'll bet you.
shows that.
It does. I'll bet you other people are curious too. So I should have like on the final screen how well we did. Like I should keep a tally. That would be good. That's a good. I like that idea, Lacey. It's like, mm. Because I do believe on this one it was that he was the asshole. Oh, both of them were there. There was a lot of advice for the young lady about, feeling more confident about herself
Right. Oh, I
and
bet there was. Yeah.
getting what you need from a relationship and not settling and all of that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So, all right. Um, would I be the asshole for asking my girlfriend to avoid a friend? For context, I'm a 28-year-old male and I've been dating my girlfriend, who's 24, for about 2 years. Recently, she ran into an ex at the gym. Oh, I know, sucking in your breath there. Though even calling him an ex isn't super accurate since they were just in a casual relationship. Either way, he asked her to meet him for drinks to catch up, and she asked me if I'd be comfortable with that. I'm not the type to restrict my partner's friends, so I told her that's totally fine. They had a good time, and he proposed hanging out more. She asked me again if I'd be okay with that, and I told her it was still totally fine. So now they've been hanging out a lot, but I didn't think much of it at first. But recently I had a party at my place and invited people in our friend group, and she invited her ex. It was the first time I'd met him, and it made me feel a bit weird to see how comfortable he was with my girlfriend, and especially to see how flirty they were with each other. Maybe I wouldn't have cared or noticed if I didn't know they had a history. Maybe it's just insecurity, but I'm definitely not as comfortable with her spending so much time with him now. But I would hate to go back on my word when I already told her I had no issue with them hanging out. Would I be the asshole if I asked her to spend less time with him? Hmm.
Oh, this is tough. I think it's natural to feel upset and insecure and everything. I think it's also awesome that he didn't put any restrictions, on it. But I mean,
Mm-hmm.
let's be real too. I mean, guys and girls can be friends, and you can be friends with your exes. Like, I have a friend that is friends with every single one of her exes, and they are 100,000% platonic. There is, nothing there. And like a couple of them were even in her wedding. That's just rare. She's the only friend I know that really truly is just friends with her exes. She's kind of a dude herself though, so I get it, but I don't know. I would think that the girlfriend, just out of respect, if she hangs out with him, there would be a lot less one-on-one. It would be like, why don't you
Mm-hmm.
come with me? Because, yeah, I like him, but I also like my boyfriend more and I would rather keep my boyfriend. So do you want to, come with us to drinks or, I don't know. I'm kind of territorial though. So if my husband was like, if we were dating and that happened, I would probably be like, yeah, no, sure, go for it. Yeah, go for it. But I would be pissed
A
or
little,
stalking him.
a
I,
little
I don't know.
stalking him. I
Yeah,
know.
I might be
Yeah,
sitting in the back corner of that bar.
yeah. Because you want to be like supportive, like he
Yeah, I
was.
want
He
to be
was
the
like,
cool girl. Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
want to
go
restrict
ahead.
I don't want to
Yeah.
restrict who your friends are, and I trust you and everything. But here it is, like he did. He trusted her. He's like, okay, go be friends. But now he sees how that friendship is. And
Yeah.
I think he has every right to get uncomfortable if they are flirting, touching, being too damn comfortable with each other. If he's getting signals, I don't think that's insecurity. I think that's a conversation that needs to happen with him and his girlfriend, because maybe she doesn't realize how comfortable she's being with this person. Because, flattery feels good, and we will respond to it because it feels good. But we don't want to respond if it's making our partner feel bad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think she would appreciate having the conversation with him, because she wouldn't want him to feel that way if there's nothing there.
Right.
And then if he has the conversation with her, he can gauge by her reaction whether there's anything he really needs to worry about. I say, if your spidey senses are going off, listen to him. It doesn't mean you're paranoid or insecure. You take in information about what you see, what you feel, how people act. This is your brain working, and you got a good brain.
Yeah.
Listen to
Yeah.
it.
It would be one thing if they were friends and
Mhm.
then she met the boyfriend and they dated but that's not how it was. It was she sort of rekindled the friendship. So it's kind of like it's not that the boyfriend is saying you need to get rid of this longtime friend, whether it's an ex or not. That's not how it is. The boyfriend was, their relationship was first. She rekindled it, the friendship. So the boyfriend, I feel like, has some grounds to be, upset. Not that he needs to be, I don't know. Not that he needs to go in hardcore or anything.
No,
at
he
her,
doesn't.
but
He doesn't have to say, "Oh, you can't see him anymore."
right,
But
right.
I think he would say, that looked a little flirty. Do you guys flirt like that all the time? That kind of made
Yeah,
me feel a certain way. Because I
yeah.
think his feelings are valuable, and I think she would want to know, if that's her partner, how they were feeling about it.
Yeah.
I don't
You're
think he should avoid the subject at all. I
No,
think,
the dude has been inside of your girlfriend. Like, obviously, there's some. You're
Yeah.
gonna feel you're gonna feel a little
Yeah.
something about that, whether or
Yeah.
not they're just friends and fine, and you're reading more into it. A conversation should be had, and I don't think that
Mm-hmm.
he's wrong for wanting that.
Yeah. Tiny had said, if you're getting uncomfortable, I think it's a topic of conversation she needs to have with their partner.
Yeah.
Agree. That's what we're talking about. Like, they need to talk
Just
about
have
it.
the conversation. Yeah.
Yep. If he said he was uncomfortable at the start, he'd be less of an asshole, but he's changing the rules arbitrarily. I agree, he's changing the rules based on more information he has.
Right.
It's not like he's doing it arbitrarily. He saw them together now, and he sees how they act together. And I think it's only
I think he's
normal that you
changing the
make
rules because the game has kind of changed a little
the
bit.
game is changing. Yes, definitely, because the game is changing. But JC kind of agrees. The poster is the asshole because he agreed to something that which he was not comfortable. But it is never too late to speak your mind, so it is not going to be an asshole for saying something now. Right. You're not an asshole to have the conversation. I agree. He actually didn't know how flirty they were when he said it. He's thinking, oh, friends. He's thinking, I don't want to be that jerk that says you can't be friends with an ex. And I understand that. You want to be bigger than that. But do you want her to be friends with a touchy-feely ex?
Yeah, he went into it thinking like they weren't madly in love. This isn't like a really significant person that was in her past. This is just a dude, they had a casual relationship. Basically, they were obviously it was short. I'm assuming it wasn't a very long relationship, and they were just,
Yeah, you said it was casual, but that casual can still mean what you said before. I mean, it could still,
Yeah, they were probably just fuck buddies. They were probably just booty calls that they got along, whatever. But they're
me, that's even worse. To me, that's even worse. That means that they just didn't they didn't care enough about it, and that they could do that again, as if it didn't mean anything. And I would be more concerned about that.
Yeah,
that
think
would
of it that way.
But then again, just the thought of my partner physically with anybody else would make me insane. It would.
It would. Even if she's being very honest and has not crossed any lines, I wouldn't, if it were me, if I was her, and like my ex casual relationship, a boyfriend or friend or whatever is now, in in my boyfriend's house, my new boyfriend's house that I've been with for 2 years, and he's flirting with me. I wouldn't want a friend that's going to be disrespectful to my new boyfriend or to my now boyfriend, whether it was on purpose or not. I mean, maybe the ex was, didn't realize he's being flirty or comfortable, overly comfortable, overly touchy, but still, I wouldn't want him to be disrespectful to my new boyfriend or my now boyfriend.
Exactly. So Sunshinery says, agree. Have the boyfriend come and make sure he knows it's clearly a friendship, and she might now like it as if it was the reverse too. Exactly. She may not realize what it appears like because she's comfortable with him because they know each other, and she has no idea what it may be. Maybe she doesn't realize what it appears like to other people, including the boyfriend, like to other people in the room, if it would look disrespectful to her boyfriend, Uncovering says, my husband is 1,000,000% fine with me having coffee or lunch with anyone, even exes, except one person. And I respect my husband for saying I'm just not okay with him. And you know what? You guys talked about it. And that's the thing that you have to do. You have to talk about it. Of course, there's going to be certain situations that make people uncomfortable. And I appreciate it if I'm in a relationship and my partner tells me that makes me uncomfortable or that hurt my feelings a little, or, I want to know, because you can unintentionally do things you don't mean to, and you want to, one, you want to own up to it. Two, you want to change the behavior if you can, or try to understand where someone is coming from. Well, I mean, that's the whole thing about,
and everybody's lifestyle is different, like where you work, what you do. Like, for instance, if my dude came home and was like, hey, I'm going to go have, drinks with my ex, there is no reason for that with like our life and like his job and our lifestyle and like what our extracurricular, there is zero I would be like, what? I mean, there would just be no reason for it. Like it would be weird. It wouldn't be typical. It would totally be out of the norm. Not because it's an ex, just because like there's no time for it. And I don't know how to explain it, but like I don't know how to explain it. It would just, for me, it would be very strange with, like how we are and what we do on a day-to-day basis and his job and our life. I don't know. It would not make sense at all.
I don't know. Puddle says perhaps they just need to organize a spit roast to clear the air.
Yeah.
That could work. All right. That could work. Unveiling says maybe if they video together and show her how she acts around the fuck buddy. Oh, she's even calling him a fuck buddy already. Oh my God. You know what? Yeah, if she saw how she was reacting. Julianne says, I was like that with my ex. I didn't want to say no to friends who are girls, but there were two that made me uncomfortable, and I asked they not hang out. Turned out I was right in those cases. Yes. And have you ever had it, Lacey, where, your partner, your husband, your boyfriend will say to you something that another woman is saying to them or how another woman is acting to them, and your radar goes off? Like, because number one, they're telling you about it.
Time, yeah. I mean, it wasn't shady. It wasn't, but I was like, there was a little bit of a time once where I was like, no.
Yeah. And so, like, I'm grateful when they talk to me about it, but then I'm like, you don't want to come right out and say, nah, I would prefer you just don't have anything to do with that person, but you're like keeping it in the back of your mind because you just know like something might be up, so that's like I know my Beavers unit, you like the way I'm just like all laid out on that asshole peach there. That was Nikki May did that. She made that for the presentation today for all of the other voting optional alternatives. And on that note, if you think that this gentleman, did we already vote on him? No. That we think that this gentleman is the asshole, vote number 1. All he wants to do is he doesn't want her to hang out so much. He's a little uncomfortable. Number 2, if it's the girlfriend,
I don't know how to vote, you guys.
And the boyfriend. Or number 3, if you think it's both of them. I personally do not think he's an asshole, but I don't think
either.
she's an asshole either. So number 3 is going to be no asshole, because all they have to do is have a conversation.
I'm going to vote number 3, just assuming that the conversation that we think they should have has not happened yet. So I'll vote 3 just on those
that's what I'm saying.
cases
3
only.
3 and everything else, that neither of them is an asshole. First of all, she doesn't know he's uncomfortable yet, because all the information she has from him is that, yeah, go ahead, be friends. Okay. And he hasn't told her how he feels, yet, that we know of. So he's allowed to be uncomfortable with the new information that he has of seeing them together.
Yeah.
But I think it's definitely 3.
Yeah.
You got what time? You have to head out at what time?
In about 15 minutes or so.
Oh, then we can do another. I think Beaver says, I think they all need to look at each other's assholes. Just don't look at each other's eyes, because it's normal, Claire.
Okay.
Okay. I don't just look in his eyes. I swear. I swear. Although I do.
Beaver,
love his eyes.
have you looked at assholes before? They're not exactly pretty. They're not
pretty.
I really want to stare into. But I mean, you do you, girl. You get down with your bad self.
Yeah, I don't need to look deep into an asshole. I would rather look deep into his eyes. Yeah. And
you can do other things with assholes, just staring at them is no thank you.
We're not saying assholes aren't cool. I'm all for the asshole, totally. Yeah. But I just don't want to stare into it lovingly and longing. Hi, Charlie. Time for
what
another
a time
one.
To come in to a chat.
Just we're staring into the assholes. Oh my God. What a time to what they must walk into, I think, on these and on Mayhem, when people just like slide into the chat at the weirdest times, and what they must hear.
God love the internet.
Yeah, gotta love it. All right. Am I the asshole for not snitching on a sexist heckler? Ooh. There you go. We had a motivational speaker come to our school, and she was all right. Nobody really made fun of her or disrespected her until one moment where she says, anything a boy can do, a girl can do. And somebody sitting next to me said, except peeing while standing up. Everyone erupted into laughter, and the speaker laughed a bit and said, okay, maybe there's one thing we can't do, but hey, we got cleaner bathrooms because of it. Good job. Well, the principal didn't find it so funny, and he pulled 20 people in the area around me. He was demanding one of us snitch. I don't know how many other people were there who knew it, but none of us snitched. He was getting pissed and yelled at us like 20 minutes, saying we're all bad students and we have an obligation to come forward. He asked us all individually who did it. The same thing. Nobody snitched. When I talked to him, he said he knew I was lying and demanded to know who did it. I'm a girl, and it was clearly a boy's voice, so he doesn't think it was me, but he says I lied when I said I know nothing. He was so upset about it, he sent emails to all our parents basically explaining how horrible this was. So, yeah, what do you guys think? Am I the asshole?
No, not at all.
No.
I don't think so.
No.
I mean, yeah, the kid was a little douchebag, but I'm assuming they're probably high school-ish students. I mean, it's kind of funny, to be honest with you, just to say, to say that. And I think that the speaker played the game well. She fought she didn't fight back, but she responded funny. I mean, her response was good. That was that. Maybe the principal should have just been like, yeah, that's not how we treat our guests and whatever. But no, I don't think she's an asshole.
Nope.
Snitches get stitches, baby.
That's right, baby. We are taught not to do that unless it's like life-threatening or really, really something horrific. You don't really, that's something minor. That was funny. Uncovering says, actually, there's more than that. She can't jerk off. That's something else. That depends on how you use the terminology.
I know. I just was listening to a podcast, and the girls were like, that's what they were calling it, was
right. They
off.
can.
So but I know what you mean. Yeah. You don't. I know what you mean.
Yep, but we get it. And student says, funny thing is, in his experience, female toilets are actually dirtier. Ooh. I don't know. I got a thing. I hate public toilets in
I don't
general.
know. I had two boys in their bathroom. It was
my brother was a slob.
Yeah.
And I judge all
it's
future men.
Like pee everywhere, but inside of the toilet,
Yeah, what is like aim? I don't know. I don't know how we're going to end up talking about that, but yeah, I get it. And I judge all future men like based on that, on my brother, because I used to have to clean the bathroom.
Yeah.
But yeah, all kids are douche canoes. I agree. Sometimes they are.
Yeah.
Is their principal Mr. Krupp? It could be. It could be. I don't know. It was hilarious. And the principal is an asshole. Exactly. Because it got handled really well by the speaker. She did it really good.
She didn't get shamed. It's not like the kids were, being, I mean, it was a disrespectful act to like, shout something out. But I just don't think overall, it was horrible. Like, yeah, the kid needs to work on his manners and whatever, but it seemed fine. I mean, it's quite harmless. Like, lighten up a little bit, take the stick out of your ass, and
exactly,
it's not that big of a deal. Maybe the speaker came to the principal and was like, I could never, maybe she, I don't know, but we don't know that. I don't think the asshole.
I'm going to assume he is too, because if she handled it so well publicly, why would she absolutely make a big deal about it afterwards?
Yeah. Yeah.
If she could think that quickly about it, that was her automatic response. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so obviously she's not that much of a dick about it, to tell you that, like he's being really ridiculous. Like, he's being the asshole. But so if you think that the student who wrote the AIT, the op writer, is the asshole, vote number 1. If you think the principal is got a stick up his ass and he's an asshole, vote number 2. Number 3, if there is no asshole, but the presentator did well, I thought, but that's a given anyway for any of those. And then all of the others up there on the screen, over and over, it's always yay porn. And don't forget, Chris is always the asshole.
Juliana just said stuff. What'd she say? I think she said something about the principal should have said some. The principal should have talked to
to the whole audience about being kind to speakers.
Yeah,
like you could have did a motivational speech like this about them giving their time and donating it to the good of the school,
come on, guys.
And they weren't getting paid, and they're professional, and they need to be respected. Yeah, he could have, but still. The kids would have probably heckled him too during that. So, because come on, it's high school students. What do they expect?
To pee. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, right. I mean, and she's there you go. And so I think definitely the principal.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. I'm glad that girl didn't tell, though. I'm glad that she. I think it's funny that her not telling, not narking out or whatever. I think it's kind of funny that it really bothered the principal. Like, it really got to him, it really pissed him off. I think that's kind of funny. I'm glad that she held to it and didn't, say who it was. But yeah.
And that, exactly.
Yeah.
I got one last one for you, because I know you got to scoot. And this one is going to, might be controversial. I don't know. It's common and it's not. Am I the asshole for teaching my daughter how to pirate? I'm 41-year-old female and my ex is a 40-year-old male. And we got divorced 2 years ago. And we have 50-50 custody over our only child, who's a 15-year-old female. I have an account with Netflix and Amazon Prime. Anything that isn't on one of those platforms, I often end up downloading. A few weeks ago, my daughter wanted to watch The Mandalorian. I showed her how to download it herself, setting up a VPN and using safe sites. Yesterday, she was at my ex's house and downloaded a film for her to watch. He found out and called me this morning saying I shouldn't be encouraging my daughter to do anything illegal. So am I the asshole?
No. Ma'am, you are not. You are equipping your daughter with life skills that she needs in today's world. Come on. It's not like she's, hacking into banks and stealing money and doing, I mean, come on, it's a movie. It's not like, get a grip.
But wait a minute, I know, get a grip. But is not downloading, it is pirating if you don't get it from the legitimate site. Although, isn't it really hard to tell what are legitimate and not legitimate sites anymore as far as,
Well, the worst of it is you're going to get it like a virus. So a computer virus. I mean, it's not, I don't know.
Oh, so you're not worried about them coming and investigating your computers for piracy?
No,
like to see your illegal content?
No, not to watch what Mulan, Mandalorian, whatever. Not to watch. No, And it's not. Yeah, I mean, it's. Yeah, maybe like make sure teach her how to fold clothes and put gas in her car. But along with it, if you're gonna like show her how to, I don't know. I think that I would like to know how to do that. I would like that skill. Right. I want that in my, I don't know.
Well, it is illegal. Like, she's 15. Like, you know what? I kind of agree with you and I kind of don't. And I know I'm going to sound like such a prude, but can we wait till she's of legal age to decide to do it herself instead of telling her how to be a criminal before she's even of legal age? Like, I want to, like, if she wants to do it afterwards, let her make the decision. Like, I don't want to encourage her when she's not old enough yet. But I really don't think it's that horrible a thing. Like you said, it's not bank robbing or murder or anything like that. But where does this start? I mean, what are we encouraging here? Like, she could be hacking the bank next. You don't know what you unleash once you like say that's okay. So I don't know.
Yeah, I suppose. But I think that like if you're, if you're raising her right in the meantime, also, it's like, I think it's, I don't see anything wrong with that. I think that I would totally be fine if my kids knew how to pirate movies for free or whatever.
Because it's like, Felix like, here, hon, fold these clothes while you're watching an illegal movie.
Yeah.
Exactly. Let me go pirate down like the next episode of whatever for you,
Don't forget to make your bed and brush your teeth,
and do your homework. I'm like, Mom, but you just showed me how to pirate a movie. What are you talking about? Yeah, but that's not your homework. Do your homework.
Yeah,
like, do you see what I mean? It does kind of set a little bit of a edge to like when we're trying to get them to be responsible and do
right. Yeah, so, no, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But although I don't think it's that, and turn your VPN on. Yes, exactly. Like, you got to have a VPN so that they don't know it's you when you're there. Like, you're actually teaching her how to manipulate the system. And
Sunshinery. We used to use I think it was
Napster.
And LimeWire. Do you remember?
And LimeWire, I do.
Yeah,
I remember. That was a crime when happened to Napster. Like, I love it. Oh my God. See, I'm dating myself because, man, that was a while back. I'm surprised you know Sunshiner, like Napster. But yeah, and Limelight. We used to get it all the stuff there, and you could go around it. And I'm not going to sit here and say I haven't like got the cheat codes for computer games, loaded them in so I couldn't die, like, because I knew programmers. I'm not going to say I never did anything like that. But of course,
Deborah Young,
I was over the age of 18 when I did it, though. So I wanted to be a legally prosecutable adult when I broke the law.
Deborah Young said that she took her 5-year-old back to the store when they stole. Yeah, I did that too. We were at the dollar store. My son can't remember what it was, but something up his coat sleeve. And we went back in. And then one time we were at the checkout line and one of my daughters was holding the bag of chips and just never put it on the counter. We didn't even think about it. And we got in the car and I was like, nope. And we went back in and paid just because the kids were watching me. If it was just me, I probably would have been like, whatever.
But that's the same. That's kind of the same thing here because it's a young girl. You don't want to give the wrong impression. So I kind of understand what he's saying, but I don't think it's as big a deal as like they're making it like. But
it just doesn't
feel
understand. Like you're taking from somebody else. Like when you're pirating a movie, it just doesn't feel like you're stealing like intentional, like you're doing something to somebody else. Like if I were to take, like allow my kid to steal the candy bar knowing that they tried to steal it, they know they're I feel like stealing from that store. But a movie, it just feels like it's a code on the internet. It's okay. Nobody's gonna get hurt over this.
it is, but that's the thing with me is I would have too much
better.
guilt.
Yeah,
like
that it
I have taken the groceries out and then found a magazine that I was holding that they never asked me, to ring up, and I have like been made fun of because I'll walk all the way back into the store and pay for it.
Yeah, I would do that too. I just, with the movie situation, it doesn't feel like you're stealing it from, like, if I let my kid watch a pirated movie, I know that there's not a kid sitting in a living room that now can't watch the movie because my kid stole it. Do you know what I mean? So I just like, I'm not up for, I guess I'm okay with certain crimes. This is I'm okay with.
This one we're gonna say
a candy bar I'm not okay with.
Okay,
that's what I'm okay with.
That's what I'm having trouble with. The difference in stealing a candy bar and stealing a pirated movie. Is it because you can't tangibly see who you're stealing from?
Maybe,
because you don't know. Like you don't technically know who has the rights to that movie. So it's distant enough from you that you actually feel there's no repercussions. Nobody's really feeling it. But I'm telling you, Napster will tell you different. Like they're no more, right? Like they tell you the difference, that's what did them in. So I don't know. It's a conundrum. I don't want YouTube to hate me, but I wouldn't let her do it. I'm gonna be a prude. That's me.
That's okay. You can mom shame me all you want. Go right on ahead. When me and my kid are here watching, I'm just kidding.
I'm an evil prude. I'm also an evil prude. I'm not telling you I wouldn't download that damn movie and give it to her to watch. I'm just not going to show her how to do it.
You just won't show her how.
Until she's 18 and can come ask me as a legal adult, saying she wants to break the law. Oh, Mom, you know how to break the law. Would you show me how to do it? Because I really want to break the law. Then I might. But at 15, no, I'm not going to, I'm not going to dent her that way with my lack of morals. Oh, well, on that, I think I really overdid that one a little bit because she actually flew right out of the stream. But on that note, I'm going to thank everybody for being here. It's always a great time when we have Illuminaci join us. And hopefully she will come back soon. If she doesn't get to come back to say goodbye, we were going to be ending in a few minutes anyway. So thank you to everybody who came and hung out in the chat and participated voting with the she has to try again, and participated voting all the different ways that you can vote. Now, thank you very, very much again to Nikki May for making our voting slide, which helps me keep it all straight. There are so many different hashtags for voting now, and they're all hilarious. And you should always vote yay porn, and you should always vote Chris's so definitely. But we did have a good time. I hope you had a good time. Tomorrow we will be doing Black Mirror with JC over on the Do Good Letters channel. I believe that's set up for 9 o'clock. Thursday we'll be back here for the YouTube series, and the rest of the schedule is on Twitter, on my feed, all listed out for you. Hopefully you'll catch us there. If you don't have Twitter, I also have everything up on my channel, coming events. So thank you again, guys, and we'll see you next time because she's not able to connect. So I'm going to say goodbye for her because she's a great guest and she loves you guys and she's always very funny. And thank you for supporting her. Thank you for supporting the channel, and we will see you all very soon.